how to recharge your body and mind naturally. Before you scroll away, let me promise you something. If you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll walk away with a calm, steady energy you can actually feel. Not tomorrow, not next week, but starting today. You'll learn how to recharge your body and mind naturally, without pills, without pressure, and without doing anything extreme. This is about gentle power, sustainable power, the kind that lets you wake up clearer, move easier, and feel more like yourself again. Now, I want to be honest with you. Some of what I'm going to share might sound familiar. You might already know it. It might even seem basic, but the results are out of this world, especially when you apply it in the right order, at the right pace, and with the right intention. That's the part most people miss. If you're in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s, this message is for you. Your body isn't broken. Your mind isn't worn out. It's simply asking for a different kind of care now, one that works with your rhythm instead of against it. As we go through this together, I want you to imagine this as a quiet conversation, just you and me. No rushing, no judging, just small shifts that create big changes. By the end of this video, there will be one key insight, simple, powerful, and often overlooked, that can change how energized you feel every single day. Take a slow breath with me. You're exactly where you need to be. As we grow older, energy doesn't disappear, it just changes how it wants to be invited in. When we were younger, we could push through tiredness, skip rest, and still function. Now, the body asks for something wiser. It asks for respect. True recharging begins when we stop fighting fatigue and start listening to it. Fatigue is not the enemy, it's information. Many people believe feeling tired is just part of aging. That belief quietly drains more energy than aging itself. What actually happens is that the body becomes more sensitive to imbalance. Too much noise, too little rest, rushed breathing, shallow sleep, emotional tension left unprocessed. These small things add up over time, like dust settling on furniture. You don't notice it every day, but eventually the room feels heavy. Recharging your body and mind naturally starts with clearing, not adding. Before we talk about what to do, we need to talk about what to gently release. Pressure, expectations, the idea that you must always be productive to be valuable. At this stage of life, your nervous system thrives on safety and calm. When it feels safe, energy returns on its own. This is why people who slow down often feel stronger, not weaker. Their digestion improves. Their thinking becomes clearer. Their sleep deepens. The body knows how to heal when it's not constantly on alert. As you listen, notice where your shoulders are. Let them drop. Notice your jaw. Let it soften. These tiny adjustments send a powerful message to your brain. I am safe. And when the brain feels safe, energy begins to flow again, quietly, steadily, naturally. One of the most overlooked sources of energy is breathing. Not deep breathing exercises, not complicated techniques, just natural, unforced breathing done with awareness. As we age, breathing often becomes shallow without us realizing it. The chest tightens, the belly stops moving, and the body operates on partial fuel. Imagine trying to run a beautiful old car on half a tank. It still works, but it struggles. Here's something simple you can try right now. place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Breathe in through your nose slowly. If the hand on your chest moves more than the one on your belly, that's a sign your body is working harder than it needs to. Gentle belly breathing tells the nervous system to relax. Relaxation is not laziness, it's repair. This might sound basic, you might already know it, but when practiced consistently, the results are out of this world. People report feeling warmer hands and feet, fewer aches, and a surprising lift in mood. That's because oxygen isn't just fuel for muscles, it's fuel for the brain. When the brain gets enough oxygen, it stops sending emergency signals. Thoughts slow down. Worry softens. Memory feels more accessible. This is especially important for older adults because mental fatigue often feels like physical exhaustion. You don't need to set aside an hour. Just notice your breath while washing dishes, sitting in a chair, or lying in bed. Each calm breath is like a small recharge, stacking gently throughout the day. Over time, those small recharges become a deep reserve of steady energy you can rely on. Let's talk about rest, but not the kind most people think of. Rest is not only sleep. Rest is anything that allows your nervous system to stop bracing. Many older adults are resting their bodies, but not their minds. The body may be sitting, but the mind is replaying worries, old conversations, or unfinished tasks. That kind of rest doesn't recharge, it drains. True rest feels like permission. Permission to pause without guilt. Permission to enjoy silence. Permission to do one thing at a time. When the mind rests, the body follows. This is why short moments of true mental rest can feel more refreshing than hours of distracted downtime. Try creating one small island of rest each day. It could be 5 minutes sitting by a window. No phone, no TV, just noticing light, shadows, or sounds. This is not meditation you can fail at. There's nothing to fix. You're simply allowing your senses to settle. At first, the mind may resist. It may say, "I should be doing something." That's okay. Let the thought pass without arguing with it. Over time, the mind learns that stillness is safe. And when it learns that, energy returns again, quietly, steadily, naturally. Movement is another key, but not hard exercise or pushing through pain. The aging body responds best to rhythmic, comfortable movement. Walking, gentle stretching, slow dancing in the kitchen. These are not lesser forms of exercise. They are precisely what helps energy circulate without exhausting reserves. When we move gently, we stimulate lymph flow, joint lubrication, and blood circulation. This reduces stiffness and sends fresh nutrients to tissues. The brain interprets this as vitality, not stress. That distinction matters. Stressful movement drains energy afterward. Supportive movement creates energy afterward. Pay attention to how movement makes you feel 30 minutes later, not just during it. If you feel calmer, warmer, and clearer, you've chosen correctly. If you feel depleted, shaky, or irritable, it was too much. There's also an emotional component to movement. As we age, emotions can get stored in the body, especially in the hips, shoulders, and back. Gentle movement allows these emotions to release without forcing them. Many people feel lighter emotionally after simple daily walks, even if nothing happened. You don't need a schedule. Attach movement to daily life. Walk while talking on the phone. Stretch while waiting for water to boil. Let movement be a companion, not a taskmaster. Energy loves consistency, not intensity. A little every day tells the body, I trust you. And when the body feels trusted, it gives back more than you expect. Nutrition plays a role too, but not in the restrictive way we're often told. At this stage of life, the body needs nourishment that's easy to digest and emotionally satisfying. Stressing over food choices can cancel out the benefits of the food itself. Calm digestion equals better energy. One simple principle helps: warmth. Warm foods and drinks are generally easier on the digestive system than cold ones. Soups, stews, cooked vegetables, warm tea, these support the gut without forcing it to work overtime. When digestion is supported, energy stops being diverted away from the rest of the body. Another overlooked factor is timing. Eating at roughly the same times each day helps regulate blood sugar and energy levels. Skipping meals or eating very late can create dips that feel like exhaustion or brain fog. Regularity is calming to the body. Hydration matters too, but again, gently. Sipping water throughout the day is often better than drinking large amounts at once. Dehydration often shows up as fatigue, headaches, or stiffness before thirst is obvious. Most importantly, eat without rushing. Sit down, breathe. Let your body know food is coming. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. When that system is active, nutrients are absorbed more efficiently and energy is preserved. Food is not just fuel, it's information. When eaten calmly and consistently, it tells your body that life is steady, safe, and supportive. That message alone can restore surprising amounts of energy. Now let's talk about the mind, because mental energy and physical energy are deeply connected. One of the biggest drains on mental energy is unresolved worry. Not big, dramatic worry, but quiet, background concern that hums all day long. Over time, it becomes exhausting. Older adults often carry worries they don't talk about: health concerns, family issues, changes in independence. Holding these thoughts inside keeps the nervous system alert. Alertness uses energy. Peace restores it. A simple practice can help. Name your worries briefly, without judgment. You don't need solutions right away. Just acknowledging, this is something my mind keeps holding, can reduce its intensity. Unnamed worries feel bigger than they are. Another powerful tool is focus. Doing one thing at a time conserves mental energy. Multitasking scatters attention and creates low-level stress. Whether you're eating, walking, or listening to someone speak, give it your full attention. This trains the mind to settle. There's also value in mental nourishment. Reading something uplifting, listening to calming music, or revisiting a hobby feeds the brain in a restorative way. Joy is not a luxury, it's fuel. If you're still watching at this point, it means something here resonates with you. Pause for a moment and notice how your body feels compared to the beginning of the video. That awareness itself is a sign of growing energy and presence. Here's a gentle pause point. If you're watching this video and you've stayed with me this far, it tells me you're truly invested in feeling better, not just surviving the day, but actually enjoying it. So let's do a small check-in together. Take a slow breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Notice one place in your body that feels even slightly more relaxed than before. It could be your hands, your shoulders, or your face. That shift matters. If you're watching up to this moment, I'd love to know you're here with me. Please type 1 in the comments below. Not for me, but for yourself. It's a small act of acknowledgement that says, I'm choosing my well-being. That choice, repeated, changes everything. Now let's continue, because the next part is where many people unknowingly block their own energy through habits that seem harmless, even helpful, but quietly drain them over time. Once you recognize these patterns, you'll be able to redirect your energy without effort or struggle. Remember, this isn't about doing more, it's about doing less of what drains you and a little more of what restores you. The body and mind are always listening. When you send them the right signals, they respond generously. One of the biggest hidden energy drains is constant stimulation. Screens, news, background noise, all of it keeps the nervous system slightly activated. For older adults, this activation lingers longer and costs more energy to recover from. Quiet is not emptiness. Quiet is medicine. You don't need to eliminate technology, just create boundaries. Turn off unnecessary notifications, lower the volume, choose when you engage instead of being pulled in automatically. This returns a sense of control, which is deeply energizing. Another drain is saying yes when your body is asking for no. Social obligations, favors, even well-meaning family plans can be exhausting if they exceed your current capacity. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it's wise. When you honor your limits, you have more to give when it truly matters. Sleep quality plays a role too, not just how long you sleep, but how you prepare for it. Dimming lights, reducing stimulation, and creating a consistent bedtime routine signals the body to power down. The body loves predictability. And finally, let go of comparison. Comparing your energy now to years ago creates frustration. Compare today to yesterday instead. Small improvements compound. As we move closer to the end of this video, there is one core principle, simple, often overlooked, that ties all of this together. When you understand it, everything you've heard so far will click into place. Stay with me, because this final insight has the power to change how you experience your days from this point forward. At this point, you may be noticing a theme. Real energy doesn't come from forcing the body. It comes from creating the right conditions and then getting out of the way. One of the most powerful conditions is rhythm. The body and mind love rhythm because rhythm creates trust. When life feels predictable in gentle ways, the nervous system relaxes, and relaxed systems generate energy. Simple daily rhythms can be incredibly restoring. Waking up around the same time, eating at regular hours, getting light in your eyes in the morning. These are not strict rules, they're soft anchors. Each one tells your body you're safe. You know what's coming next. Morning light, especially, is a natural energizer. Even 5 to 10 minutes near a window or outside helps reset your internal clock. This improves sleep at night, which then improves energy during the day. It's a quiet loop that builds strength over time. Evening rhythm matters too. Slowing down gradually instead of suddenly collapsing into bed helps the body release the day. Gentle stretching, soft music, or simply dimming lights signals that it's time to recharge deeply. Rhythm also applies emotionally. Starting your day with something pleasant, a warm drink, a favorite chair, a moment of gratitude, sets a tone that carries forward. Ending the day with something calming helps the mind let go. Energy is not something you chase, it's something you invite. Rhythm is the invitation your body understands best. Another often missed source of energy is connection, but the right kind of connection. Meaningful interaction energizes, obligatory interaction drains. This distinction becomes more important with age when emotional sensitivity increases. A short, genuine conversation can lift your energy for hours. A long, draining one can leave you exhausted for the rest of the day. Pay attention to how you feel afterward. Your body gives honest feedback. Connection doesn't always mean talking. Sitting quietly with someone, sharing a meal, or even feeling connected through nature or spirituality can be deeply nourishing. The nervous system thrives on a sense of belonging. Loneliness, on the other hand, is a real energy drain. Even if you enjoy solitude, feeling unseen or disconnected takes a toll. Small steps help. Calling someone you trust, joining a group that aligns with your interests, or even leaving kind comments online. These moments remind the body that it's part of something larger. It's also important to release relationships that consistently drain you when possible. You don't need dramatic confrontations. Gentle distance is often enough. Your energy is precious. Treat it like a limited resource that deserves care. When connection feels warm and supportive, energy multiplies. When it feels tense or forced, energy leaks away. Choosing nourishing connection is an act of self-respect, and self-respect is surprisingly energizing. Let's talk about thoughts, because thoughts quietly shape how energized or depleted you feel. The body responds to thoughts as if they're real events. A stressful thought triggers the same response as a stressful situation. Over time, this wears down energy reserves. One helpful shift is learning to notice thoughts without following them. When a worrying thought appears, you can say, "That's a thought, not a command." This creates space. In that space, the body relaxes. Another powerful practice is self-talk. Many older adults speak to themselves more harshly than they ever would to others. Gentle self-talk conserves energy. Harsh self-talk drains it. Try replacing "I should be able to do more" with "I'm doing what I can today." That single change reduces internal pressure. Less pressure means more available energy. Gratitude plays a role too, but not forced positivity. Simply noticing one thing that went well or felt pleasant each day trains the mind to look for safety instead of threat. Safety equals energy. The goal is not to control your thoughts, it's to change your relationship with them. When thoughts lose their grip, the body stops bracing. And when the body stops bracing, energy flows more freely. Nature is one of the most reliable ways to recharge both body and mind. You don't need forests or mountains. A patch of sky, a plant, a tree outside your window, all of these count. The human nervous system evolved in nature, and it still recognizes it as home. Spending time with natural light and natural sounds reduces stress hormones and lowers heart rate. This frees up energy that otherwise would be spent on alertness. Even brief exposure makes a difference. Touching natural elements, soil, leaves, water can be grounding. It brings attention out of the mind and into the body. This shift alone can feel deeply refreshing. Nature also encourages gentle movement and natural breathing. Walking outside often feels easier than walking inside. The body moves more fluidly without conscious effort. For many older adults, nature brings perspective. Worries feel smaller. Time feels less rushed. This mental spaciousness is incredibly energizing. If possible, create small nature rituals. Morning light by a window, an afternoon walk, a plant you care for daily. These moments become anchors of calm. You don't borrow energy from nature, you sync with it, and when you do, the recharge feels effortless. Let's address something important: emotional release. Unexpressed emotions don't disappear, they settle into the body, often showing up as fatigue, tension, or heaviness. Releasing emotion doesn't mean reliving pain, it means allowing honesty. Sometimes release is as simple as acknowledging how you feel without trying to fix it. Today feels heavy. That sentence alone can soften the load. The body relaxes when it feels understood. Crying, when it happens naturally, is not weakness, it's a reset. Laughter works the same way. Both release stored tension and restore balance. Journaling can help, even in short bursts. A few sentences about what's on your mind clears mental clutter. Less clutter means more available energy. Talking with someone you trust is another form of release. You don't need advice, just presence. Being heard calms the nervous system. When emotions move, energy returns. When emotions are stuck, energy follows. Your body carries wisdom. When you listen to its emotional signals, it responds with renewed vitality. Now we bring everything together. Energy is not a single habit, it's a system. Breath, rest, movement, nourishment, thought, connection, rhythm. Each supports the others. You don't need to perfect any of them. Small improvements across several areas create big results. This is why simple changes feel so powerful. They work together. A calmer mind improves sleep. Better sleep improves movement. Gentle movement improves mood. Mood improves energy. If this feels different from what you've been told before, that's because it is. This approach respects your age, your experience, and your nervous system. You might already know many of these ideas. They might seem basic, but when practiced consistently and kindly, the results are out of this world, especially for older adults. This one habit amplifies everything else you do. If you remember only one thing from this entire video, let it be this: energy grows where gentleness and awareness meet. You don't need to push. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to listen, allow, and align. If this message helped you, I invite you to take one more small step. Please type 2 in the comments below to affirm your commitment to your well-being. And if you haven't already, like this video, share it with someone who could use more calm energy, and subscribe for more gentle, powerful guidance like this. Your days can feel lighter. Your mind can feel clearer. Your body can feel supported. And it starts now with awareness, kindness, and one small pause at a time.